In today's video, I will explain my search for a mid-size car with a budget of between 5,000 and 8,000 euros. 8,000 euros being the maximum that I would like to spend. And 8,000 euros is about $9,125 in US currency. In this video series we will look at 10-year-old cars, all mid-size cars from various brands, starting with European cars. Then we head over to Japan to check out some Japanese cars, and eventually we check out some American cars. In this particular video we will look for a capable mid-size Japanese car. The following variables are kept in mind during the search for a car. You drive around 15,000 kilometers a year, which is less than 10,000 miles a year. You prefer to drive a gasoline engine. You want a safe car for you and yours, and the power of the engine must be between 150 and 170 horsepower. Of course, the more the better. I will even explain the technical state of some of the vehicles based on my research. So let's start the search. Let's start with the Mazda 6. The first generation of the Mazda 6 was launched back in 2003. This specific model was built between 2003 and 2007. Mazda and Japanese cars in general are very well known for their build quality and their reliability. This Mazda is no exception. These cars were built as a 4-door sedan, a 5-door hatchback and a 5-door station wagon. A faster version was also available with the name MPS. In North America they called this faster edition the Mazda Speed 6. There have been some indications that these cars are also easy to rust in various places. So if you buy a car like this, check out what those usual places are and if your Mazda 6 is suffering from rust. These cars are potentially 13 years old, so also check if all components are still working fine. Japanese cars might be very reliable, but if you need some work done on them, it might even be more expensive than a European car. Some parts have to be imported and are more expensive than their European counterparts. With this Mazda 6 you'll be driving a car that's quite rare on our roads and the prices are good. Like always, good maintenance is key. Mazda offers quite a lot of engines for this car. They have displacements from 2 liter up to 2.5 liter engines and two 2.2 liter diesel engines with performances between 145 up to 192 horsepower. The MPS or the Mazda Speed 6 would be the one to pick. It looks amazing and it has a great engine producing 274 horsepower, and its engine is capable of handling up to 8,000 RPMs. This car was built on top of a Ford chassis, so it's also quite dynamic to drive. Let's head on to the next contestant, the Lexus IS 300. Lexus is the luxury brand of Toyota. This Lexus IS 300 was built between 1998 and 2005. In my opinion, always one of the best looking mid-size cars to come out of Japan. The build quality should be amazing given the fact that the best development team from Toyota worked on this car. Next to that, it looks very sportive. Even though the last car rolled off the production line 11 years ago, I do not really think the design is outdated. Well, that's my humble opinion. We have 3 engine choices. A 2-liter V6 producing 160 horsepower, a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine tuned by Yamaha producing 210 horsepower. By the way, this engine was not available outside of Japan. And the last engine, a 3-liter V6 producing 220 horsepower. The car was named Car of the Year in 1998. The curb weight of this car is 1,360 kilograms, so the road tax in Holland is not too bad. Again, this car is old, so there could be potentially a lot that could go wrong in a car like this, and repairs might be very expensive. That being said, it's one of the most reliable cars on the planet. Moving on. This is the 4th generation Subaru Legacy. This car was produced between 2005 and 2009. Interesting fact is that the Subaru uses boxer engines. This means that the cylinders are placed horizontal instead of vertical. The engines range from a 2-liter, 2.5 liter up to 3-liter gasoline engines, with power ranges between 138 to 245 horsepower. There was also one diesel with 150 horsepower available. Fuel consumption of these cars can be something to consider since they use quite a lot of it. This is mainly due to the all-wheel drive system that is constantly active while on the move. Of course, all-wheel drive provides great stability in countries where the roads are not good, or in areas with lots of snow and mountains. Last but not least, the Toyota Avensis. The second generation Avensis was produced between 2003 and 2009. Engine ranges go from between 1.6 and 2.4 naturally aspirated gasoline engines, with a power output of between 109 and 161 horsepower. The diesel engines range between 2-liter and 2.4-liter engines with a power output between 114 and 177 horsepower. Why choose this rather boring looking car? Well, first of all, it's very reliable. And the fact that this car is quite cheap in 2016, and when you go for the station wagon offers quite a lot of space, it's quite a good pick. Personally, I prefer the wagon over the sedan. Not only because of the space, but also because of its design. Back in 2003, this car had the highest NCAP rating, making it a very safe vehicle. Prices start at about 4,000 euros and go up to about 15,000 euros for an example with less than 50,000 kilometers and lots of options. The interior of the car might look a little outdated by now, but the overall impression I get from this car is good. It wears its 13 years of age with pride. Only the diesel engines had some troubles, specifically in the regeneration of the particle filter in the diesels. Also, there were some small problems with the electronic parking brake. Other than that, there were no reported issues with this car. Based on statistics, this is the most reliable car in this list. Thanks for watching this video, and as always, like, comment and subscribe to our videos if you think they are useful for you to decide what type of car you should buy. If you want to see European or American alternatives, then click on the links left and right on the screen. Thanks for watching.